everybody. I'm always really happy when I can find some new ideas for reharmonizing a melody. And I was listening to Monty Alexander the other day, and he did something just so outrageous on Blue Bossa. And it's a reharmonization that I don't even really understand. So let me go over what he did. And it's something like this. So we'll get to it. First, just some typical reharmonization ideas. All right, so there I'm just using block chords and using that technique of the diminished chord on every other note. So then I'm going to change it to C7 to get, because it leads to F minor, but I'm going to put a sharp 9 on it like that. And I'm going to keep doing that diminished idea. And then a real nice reharm for, going down to a minor 7 chord is to go like this. Just go down a whole step, another minor 7th chord, and right into the half diminished chord. Now I'm going to change that to D7 with a sharp 9, and then a G7. All right, and this is a real nasty sounding chord here, right? Because we've got a regular 13 in there supporting a sharp 9. That's a kind of a weird one there, but it's very cool. That's more typical, and of course we could go to that right afterwards. So and then back to C minor. But Monty did something outrageous here. He goes, he plays some of that kind of stuff on the first part, and he's really fast too. And then he goes into this. All right, so check that out. What it is, it's C minor, F minor, and then he goes to A minor, that's what this is, and these are a series of 2 5s, A to D, A flat to D flat. He changes the inversion, but keeps on the pattern, G minor to C7, F sharp minor to B7. Those are all what you call 2 5s, right? Because it's a minor to a dominant, a minor to a dominant. They all want to go someplace, right? But we're just doing the 2 5 portion of it, so. And then, there he is on B7. B7 goes to like E minor, but does it go to E flat minor? Not really. I mean, I can make a kind of a, negative harmony approach to that, where it is possible to go to E flat minor there. The only thing I can think of is that there are a few common notes here. If we went to E flat minor 11th, we've got the E flat, we've got that, so. But it's not exactly a smooth harmonic transition. And so why does this work? Because 2 5 1s just sound good to our ears, and it doesn't even matter if they're related to the song or not. And then he just launches into some really cool riff, cooler than that, I'm sure. to try that Bill Evans idea there. I honestly don't really understand it, but Monty did it, and it sounds really cool, so it must make sense on some level. And I think the way I would explain it is, and I think the reason this works is that 2 5s just sound right to our ears. They make sense, especially with the line that he's playing there. Right, he's just kind of outlining the chord. Going to the third of that one, outlining the G minor 7th. Right, and then same thing. And then, he's on E flat right there, the note E flat. So in his mind, it was okay to just go right into an E flat minor scale or whatever riff he does there. I don't really remember what it was. I just wrote down this cool part. But what Monty did is it's in outer space compared to that. So go over Monty's idea one more time. Why does it sound right? Because all this makes sense. It's almost like they just took a little chunk of something and put it into the song, like a cut and paste almost. The cut and paste part being the A minor D, A flat, D flat, G to C, F sharp to B. Just a simple da, dee, da, 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 to E flat. How it gets to E flat, I don't know. It just seems to work. So when you're trying to reharmonize a song and you're following all the rules, that's great, but if something just occurs to you or you just accidentally play something that sounds good, it doesn't follow any rule, make up a rule. In this case, it's, insert random 2 5 1s into the song and then jump out of it. I just had to use the riff I learned last week when I was doing You Must Believe in Spring. Bill Evans on a dominant chord, plays the third and the second, and then the flat 3 and the flat 2. And so that's kind of like the altered scale there, or the diminished scale. But he starts with that. And it doesn't matter if you use like this G or this G, because it sounds good over either one. You could look at it different ways, like that's an enclosure. It's just a little enclosure of the sharp 9, right? We've got a G7, sharp 9, and we're enclosing it. So if you want to practice that, just start on the third on a dominant chord, and do that little pattern, down a whole step, then up a half step, and like that. Go around the cycle and, then put it into your favorite songs and practice it a bunch and get it under your fingers so you don't have to think about it too much. And there you go. So one thing I've avoided doing is having advertisements play during my video, like right in the middle. I always uncheck that box. It means I don't make as much money on my videos, but I hate to be interrupted when I'm watching a video by an advertisement. I don't mind them at the beginning. I don't mind them at the end. And, if you see an ad that's interesting to you and you click on it, it helps the channel as well. Then, of course, there's like and subscribe. And, I've got some links down there, a PayPal link, a Patreon link, if you want to support the channel that way. I really appreciate it. And that's all for now, folks. See you again soon. Bye.